What is up? How are you all doing? We have returned for Mario Kart Professional Series. This time we got the Summer Split going on. Debut of Summer Split, first match between Hispania and Le León del Atlas. I'm Jaggy, and I'm joined by Vincent.
And I'm Vincent. And I like that pronunciation, by the way. Not many people can say that correctly.
I certainly try, but we're just going to refer to them as LA for the rest of the cast. I just wanted to show off for that split second.
It'll save some breath,
Yeah, most certainly.
Yeah. So week 1 here, a Division 7. I'm excited. We're kicking it off. And I guess we can get right into lineups here.
Before we do that, though, I just want to announce that we are live with the sub badges. The base sub badge is going to be the regular MK boards, blue hue. 2 month will be bronze, 3 month silver, 6 month gold, 9 month plat, and 1 year diamond. So,
taking a book out of the Mogi Lounge.
Yeah, we're going to be around for a while. So, make sure you get subscribed. Yeah, let's get right to the lineup section.
All right, so on Hispania side, we have, is it just pronounced Alex, I guess. Alex, Azure, Boost, Chateau, and how do you pronounce that?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that. Okay, we do have a dual bagging POV, if I'm not mistaken, this match. So every once in a while, we'll be able to tune in and see what's going on in the backwards battle.
Yeah, so we'll have Didi with the running POV for Le León del Atlas, and then we'll have Okereke point of view for Hispania bagging. And let's just look at the lineups in general, though. I think just looking at these two rosters objectively, I feel like Hispania have the better running edge here because they do have a couple of decent runners for this division. Boost, notably, who's been around the community for quite a long time now. I know he used to play for Axe back in the day when that was alive, Dante's clan. And he has experience. And for this division, I'd say Boost is a very strong runner, but he also has Azure, who's not too bad. Alex with 3 X's was one of Spain's main runners in the World Cup. Although he has issues staying up in the front at times, he still is a decent runner. So I don't know too much about Chateau. I know he's been around for a decent chunk of time, but I don't know too much about him regardless.
I know from LA side, I know Cosmos and I know Didi, but that's about the extent of my knowledge. I think I have heard of Natsu, but Phoenix and Yazid, is it? I'm
Yazid, yeah, he's bagging for them. He bagged for Africa in the World Cup, and he did a fairly decent job. He's been improving quite a bit over the past couple months or so in the bagging department. So I'm actually really interested to see how he's going to fare against Okereke. I'd say Okereke has hit a bit of a plateau in the bagging as of late, but he's still not a bad bagger. Like he improved. Like he started bagging like maybe 5 months ago, 6 months ago. I don't know the exact time frame, and he improved a lot. But then as of late, I think he's already kind of hit his ceiling. But Yazid, I think, is still improving. But at the current level, I think they're somewhat even, and it's going to be an interesting battle. I also want to point out, though, I did mention Hispania and their running advantage, I'd say, in this case. Le León del Atlas is missing a couple of runners in this case. Knight actually was initially supposed to play, but he's being subbed out for Phoenix, and I don't know too much about him either. You said you don't know much about Natsu. I know a little bit about him. I know he played for Saturation in the spring split and was one of their main runners behind Azure and BKXO. He did okay for the most part. I'm not sure how well he's improved since then, but I think we're gonna have to look at him as a player. They're also missing Saikai, by the way.
Okay, now when you say Knight, do you mean Knight US?
I think it's French Knight.
Okay.
Yeah. French Knight and Saikai both missing for this lineup, which I feel like will hinder them in a way.
Yeah, those are both two people that they really could have used to match up against Hispania here, but we'll see how Natsu and I think it's Phoenix, we'll see how they can do, and
we should get started pretty shortly. But what are your predictions? Actually, let's get into predictions, MVP, and whatnot.
Ooh. Okay, I want to hear yours first because I need to think. Need time to think.
Okay. In terms of prediction, who's gonna win and by how much, I'm going to say Hispania by 54. I'm gonna throw that out there. 54-point win for Hispania.
That's a very specific number. Is there a reason behind that?
I feel like it's I don't know. I just feel like the Hispania are stronger running just looking at both teams objectively, I feel. But I don't think it's going to be a complete walkover because I know Cosmos is probably going to carry Le Leon de l'Atlas for the most part. And Yazid, I think, will get a fair share of shots. I'm not going to say he's going to outbag Okereke. I think the bagging battle is fairly even. But I think that Cosmos and possibly even Didi or Natsu might be able to contend with Hispania's runners at times and keep it somewhat competitive. But I still feel like Hispania's running edge is gonna be enough to at least give them a comfortable victory, maybe not a blowout, but that's just my opinion.
I have a feeling a lot of these races will end up coming down to shock and item pulls. Maybe Boost and Cosmos will be broken away in the top, but within like the mid pack and a lot of the bottom, it'll most likely come down to who can hold up that power item to a front. Mid
pack exchanges are so important in this game, especially with the items you pull. Of course, there are certain times in which you can't really do much, like you pull a TC and then you have all your teammates behind you, or you have a bomb and all your teammates are behind you, and then you can't try to snipe because the top two is broken away or whatnot. But if you get a bomb and there are a couple of players ahead of you, you just gotta see if you can work an angle to get the snipe off, or if you have triple greens, you got to make sure that you don't when you try to snipe someone, you don't make them too predictable. Those kind of exchanges are really important. I feel like LA are going to find themselves in those exchanges quite a lot, so it's going to be interesting to see how they can deal with that.
A lot of the times in these lower divisions, you have maybe one or two players on each team. Boost being a good example here, who's just kind of a step or two above everyone else. And so, normally you do have that top three that's broken away on most courses, and the mid pack being played. It's almost like two separate races being played at once. And yeah, so I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah. What about you? Who do you think's gonna win? Who do you think by how much?
I'm gonna have to agree with you on Hispania, and by a point, by numbers. I mean, I think LA is gonna keep it close. Maybe I'd say a little over 30.
Little over 30. Okay.
They'll win by. Yeah. For MVP, I'm gonna give it to Boost here. I really don't know enough about anyone else to really warrant not giving it to Boost. So.
Yeah, Boost is the obvious choice here, but Cosmos wouldn't be too bad of an option either. I'm gonna have to give it to Cosmos actually, because Hispania, even though Boost is a very solid runner, I do think that, like I said before, Alex and Azur are also decent runners in their own right, so we'll probably see them in the front as well. Maybe Boost will find himself in some mid pack or bottom spot, like grabbing dodges a couple times, while Cosmos for LA is going to be up there quite a lot. So I'll say Cosmos 108, by the way. And then what's your point value for Boost?
About the same, 110.
Yeah, we actually didn't really go into chemistry that much. Usually we talk about how much chemistry plays a factor, but I just never got into that.
I feel like that's what separates a lower end team.
Yeah, let's talk about Hispania's chem. I feel like their chem is going to be okay, besides maybe Azur, who's a recent addition. I don't know how much Spanish he speaks. I don't even know if they're going to speak English in call. As for LA, I think they all speak French, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about Natsu or Phoenix.
I would assume so, especially if they're playing MKPS together. You almost have to, you don't want to have that language barrier.
Right. In terms of language barrier, I think LA have the advantage there. But in terms of playing together as a team, Hispania has been playing together for longer. LA, if they had Saikai coming in, it would be him and Cosmos. They played together since MK8 Deluxe. Yeah, they. Oh wow. Well, Cosmos and Saikai specialize in MK8 Deluxe. I know that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but I feel like the rest of the roster kind of just got thrown together, so I'm not sure how much that's gonna play a factor in it. I would like to point out, I did mention the MK8 Deluxe, but I forgot to mention the team. It was World Friend. World Friend are currently in D1 for MK8 Deluxe, and you know how World Friend played Spring Split.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, they did okay. They kept most of their matches close against the likes of Gantz and a few others, but they ended up losing all their matches anyway in the group stage.
So I want to mention this is alternating spots, and most of the time for the first track pick in alternating spots, you're going to see 2, 4, 6, 8, or evens. You're going to see them go for Retro Bowser Castle, And 1-3 is kind of up in the air. You can see a maple pick because it's really good for 1-3, or you might see a. I actually don't know what is this that they picked.
RBC gets picked here. There was
What's
one
the
RBC pick, and the other 4 tracks I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, normally with the first track alternating spots, you're gonna see a very limited selection because there isn't too many tracks that are that don't really benefit either team for those spots.
Yeah,
So.
and real quick in terms of the sync, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna take a look at this. Okareke's POV, at least from what I'm watching on Twitch, is about 5 seconds behind. So yeah, we'll fix that. But okay. Actually, I think Winter already fixed it. So we're gonna take a look at the bagging battle real quick here. This is a very important exchange between the two. You
And
see Okereke failing the backward strat. That's huge.
That is huge. On a track like this, yeah, he's gonna get a free 10th place box, and he has.
Yeah,
the
let's switch over to the running POV though. That's a good exchange in its own right. I think we, for the most part, Yazid will be able to get the boxes in 10th.
Expect LA to get the shock on this track.
And Didi, I think, was trying to snipe someone up there, but then ends up kind of losing track of the trajectory of the green and hits himself there. That's not what you need, especially in a track like this where it's really important to get up to top spots early so you can back around like those tight corners, and it's really, really easy to break away in.
Especially if you're top 2, you can do a lot of team back spams here. This track, it's really hard to avoid double backs because of how tight the turns are. So.
Yeah, Natsu ended up falling. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think he might have either gotten bumped or failed the rail. But either way, the bottom 3 for LA, not what you want to start, especially considering that the pack's starting to break away a little bit more. But Yazid, of course, is winning the bagging battle. So if they get the shock, I'm going to have to say that they'll have to use it at the grass and just try to catch up a little bit, try to change the spots.
I want to mention Azit just did a little maneuver where he went backwards for another box in 10th, maybe trying to pull it, but didn't get it, and it looks like just like that.
Yeah,
it's now in 10th.
Yeah, considering, I mean, he had a bit of a breakaway, but it wasn't big enough. Like, if he pulled the bill, he would have been screwed, because let's say he pulls bill and Okereke pulls a golden, he's already, like, right back in the race, Okereke. And Okereke and Yazid are both trying to do the strat now. They're blocking each other. And Yazid, I think, makes it first anyway. So
Didi is holding the star. He must be really confident that his team's going to pull shock because he's falling behind big time. And if they don't pull it, this is looking like a bottom 3 for LA.
This is really tricky though if you're LA, because of course, yeah, the bagger is in 10th, but it's not by much anymore. I mean, they're both at this. Okay, Yazid has it now. I'm saying just I think Yazid has it at this point. You just got to star here. You got to use it here.
Yeah. And HS just fell off, assuming they have bills. So we might be seeing an LA shock coming up around the grass, but I don't think it's enough. They're so far behind.
No. I mean, it's not the best chain individually, second set, but at that point, you just got to change something and just get like another box in the third set, because the next set after this doesn't come for a long time now.
It looks like there was a blue too. I don't know who that's going to hit, but boost without protection going to get redded, and this is looking like a 1-4 for LA.
Yeah, Ooh, the green
almost ricocheting.
We almost saw deja vu of what happened lap 1, but yeah, I guess the shock was okay because, you know, chaining at grass is better individually in terms of catching up with time. But I still felt like they could have shocked in second set just so that they can get another 2 item sets right before they finish, you know?
Shock was just a little late there. If it would have come in early, there still wouldn't have been time for a second shock. They could have chained and maybe caught up a little more, but I think it still worked out. They did. I'm pretty sure that was LA's blue, right? On HS?
Yeah.
So kind of a lucky blue pull, but still able to salvage it, and kind of an even race all around. LA did get 1-4, but HS 2-4, 5-6, and I think that's actually a winning race for HS. Maybe 1 or 2.
But I mean, if you're LA here, it's a sigh of relief. Even though you lost the race, it could have been so much worse.
For sure. Yeah, but in terms of track picks, 1-4, there's really nothing good for it. You don't want to commit to something like Toad's Factory, because if you do end up missing that draft, everything goes south. So I would expect LA to maybe do like a BC3 pick.
I would like to point out real quick too. You know how Okereke caught up in the bagging?
Yes. Yeah.
One thing you don't want to do when you're trying to, you know, that little bumping battle when you're trying to go backwards after the first respawn going backwards. Okereke was on the 4th to 5th block, and the minimum block that you set yourself on is the 3rd one, because if you're past the 3rd block, then you're not going to get enough distance to go back. But Okereke was just sitting on like the fifth block, and he just kind of allowed Yazid to take it first. I feel like Okereke could have like released his mini turbo and got in front of Yazid.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that case, you don't want to concede the spot because it was a free box in 10th there for Yazid, and I think he pulled it and ran away.
Yeah. I think as well, by lap 2, they were fighting for it
Yeah.
at the little respawn strat, and it's kind of underrated, but you can also do it on the right side.
Yeah,
and
you could
avoid
do
getting
right
bumped.
side too, but both baggers are very evenly matched. You only want to do it right side if you have a decent bit of a break.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's a good way to avoid getting bumped in that situation, but
mhm.
we do see DKJP coming out, and this isn't too bad for LA as they have a lot of mock bike users. We do see DD failing a little bit in the beginning, but you know, mock bike can really break away here if they can get in top 2. That's a big if.
Interesting snipe attempt from DD. I know that's LA behind him, so there's not too much of a risk throwing that out. It was a close attempt, doesn't connect. I'm not
He
sure
hit
how one of HS's players fell behind there, maybe a back spam.
He did get someone from HS. I think it was Alex.
Yeah. Well, Alex ended up pulling shrooms anyway to get back up there, but this is going to be a good exchange here for
Yeah.
DD as a shroom.
Oh, get that bump though. It's so unfortunate, and that's the consequences of playing Daisy is you kind of got to concede your spot a lot because you have the weight of what seems like a quacker, but he's gonna be able to drop to 8th here, pull a golden. He probably
Yazid already has the
top.
shock,
Yeah.
and there's the shot coming in. Was that a top 2 dodge on LA, or was that just first? I couldn't quite see.
I didn't get to see it either.
It was only first. It dodged Cosmos, but then dodged one of HS in that. And considering that Okereke is in 10th, I think that's a misplay. Because Okereke is already broken away in 10th here. You kind of want to hold that till lap 3, in my opinion.
What that shows though, if DD's smart, he would hold this star knowing that HS is probably gonna pull a second one. And on this track, there's really only people normally go for the cannon dodge, but
either that or chain here, I was gonna say, because chaining here is not a bad option. You can chain it to Goldens or Shrooms, and he pulls a Golden. He's able to break away in the front a little bit more. Because even if you predict the other team's shock, it's still not going to do that much for you. But
I don't know,
we do see Alex getting bumped into the green as DD was goldening up. So that's going to be a huge turn of events there.
Still and there's the blue coming in. DD's going to be able to take over first. Can he combo him? No. Maybe if he would have waited a little longer, he could have swerved in with the greens, but it probably wouldn't have been worth at that point.
Yeah, it would have lost a decent shot. A blue coming in right after, though.
Another
Even
one.
trade-off.
Making sure to go to the right as to not hit his teammate, but still getting comboed. And all he can do at this point is hope for shrooms. HS looking like 2-3-4 here?
Yes. Alex getting bumped by his own teammate Boost there, so maybe they didn't space out enough, and maybe Boost kind of took an iffy line.
Your mock bike, why? No, that shortcut was a little ugly, costing him one spot. Could have been worse though.
Yeah. In that case, if you're DD, you kind of just want to hit the dirt for like a split second before you shroom.
Yeah.
That way, yeah, because if you don't, then you just don't have the alignment. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you hit the dirt, it allows you to kind of get a little further to the left before you shroom.
The dirt almost acts as like a net in a way.
Yes.
You know, help you with your alignment. It's, they lost 4 points there from that. Nothing too crazy. They still get a 1-3-6. Pretty even race. Cosmos on 30 after 2. And maybe you were right, Jaggy. From the looks of it, GP1, Cosmos is putting up the points.
Solid from Cosmos so far. I mean,
I
he
also
did
want
get
to
aided.
mention,
Go ahead.
there was 3 blues that last lap. That was the only lap with blues, if I recall, and there's 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 blues in the last lap. I think 2 blues in 10 seconds, and then the third blue came, I think, maybe 10 seconds after the second one. Interesting. We don't see blues that often usually, so yeah. I mean, this war so far has been quite interesting in the fact that spots have changed hands at every given moment. That's what you like to see.
Okay, so we do have a Daisy in 1-3 from LA side, and I'm curious if these guys are DK Mountain Daisies. It looks like they are, yeah. Because DK Mountain's really, really good if you have like top 2 Daisy starting. You're able to break away from that cannon, and as long as you can get past that first stretch without getting bumped, you have a solid lead.
Absolutely.
So, looks like HS is opting for Koopa Cape with the boost. The Indiv Gorge pick?
Baraco
Look
champignon,
out.
Baraco champignon. Shout out to my boy Broly. He came up with that little tune. Baranco champignon. Champignon is mushroom. But anyway, we're gonna move on here. Let's see. Not
could
too
go to
many,
Fred.
not too many runners kind of bag a little bit to get the star, like or shrooms and whatnot. It's just a lot of running in the mid pack, hoping for shrooms. I think HS were a lot of the mid spots in that exchange.
And
Maybe
if we check
Alex
out,
has the shroom.
yeah, if we check out the bagging battle, this is kind of a key point of Mushroom Gorge, is people sit in front of this before 30
Yep,
seconds.
yep.
And you
And
want to
both
make sure you get that boost. And there it is, 10th place Bill.
Yeah, both baggers staying patient. That's sometimes what happens with these bagging exchanges. Little unfortunate for Okereke there to pull Bill.
So LA's most likely going to pull it here and then try to juke out HS instead of falling off. Nope, star. So both are going to be hopping off the track. No shot
Yeah,
coming
let's
anytime
switch over.
soon.
Let's switch over. There was a POW in the middle of the pack. Nobody gets killed by that though. Still top 2, 4. Yeah, I think Natsu took the cut, took the gap there, so he was able to get up there. Top 3. I don't like that shroom usage. I would like to see him hold into
Well, he
gap.
was trying to get away from a Thundercloud, and with
That,
that,
yeah, maybe.
LA a lead.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't actually see that, so maybe it wasn't a bad of idea there, just to keep your third, keep your frontal presence. That was a good idea. That in the end, I didn't see that split second.
The Peach is LA, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
easy.
this is huge. 10th place. If LA can secure shock here, they kind of just get to run away with it in top 3, and if anyone takes cut, they can target shock at the end. But
we saw Cosmos, I think, either getting like naned or fibbed off or greened off. He's all the way in 7th now. Actually, a funky falls off. Natsu getting blued. Still top 2 for LA though.
Oh, ugly POW. It's gonna give him some weird mushroom bounce, but he should still be fine. And this pack is so split. If HS has a shroom in second here, they're winning the race. It doesn't look like it though.
Does Boost have a shroom? No. But still 2-3 for Hispania nonetheless. I'm not sure what happened with the shock battle. I don't think anybody pulled it.
Another pretty close race. We haven't seen anything too explosive yet. But
+1 for HS.
Wow. Who do you think will end off this GP?
Who do you think will win?
Who do you think will win this GP? Like,
all right, what are the live odds?
Hispania
winning the GP -180 odds. LA +140. I'm gonna stick to HS, but anything can happen.
Yeah, they LA once again has 1-4. It's kind of been a reoccurring theme where HS seems to get the evens or the odds, you know. But I don't know. Nothing too crazy.
We're gonna see Koopa Cape from Hispania. We're gonna see DK Mountain from LA. Interesting that HS are picking Koopa Cape. They are starting 2-3. I feel like 1-4 may be slightly better because you start off in first and fourth on the right side of the track. First can maybe take 2 boxes, but you are Daisy, so it's gonna be hard to take both boxes on the left.
I'm curious. Do people do Shroomba in this division? Or anything like really?
We'll probably see the likes of Boost and Cosmos, a couple others taking it. Alex potentially, or Alex. He doesn't pull a green though.
That's a key, a key front running factor in this track is being able to perform it right away. And I
Boost
think Boost
takes it not to had shrooms in that case.
And yeah. Oh my God, Daisy! Wait, where's her weight?
Yeah, that's the issue with Daisy.
I could never play this character.
The thing, I find it interesting though that Didi is playing with Daisy. If you're Daisy and you don't have too much of the fundamentals in the running, it can be a little tricky because if you're like really close to the edge, sometimes you have to hold your drift away from the edge just to make sure you don't get slammed off. But we see Didi in a lot of these exchanges just getting bumped rather easily.
That TC pass was
so I thought he was going to pass that to Boost. He was in prime position to pass that to Boost, but fails to do so.
And something that's not talked about with Thunderclouds is how people never try to pinpoint, like they never try to go where people are. They always try to go where they're going to be, right? Because you predict people are going to swerve. And because of that, it's really hard to pass Thunderclouds online because a lot of times it just kind of lags.
Right. Yeah. In that case, though, Boost didn't even see Didi coming up with a gold in there, so Didi I think should have just rammed into him straight on his screen. But I think Didi just kind of passed him inadvertently, and I think it's going to be who's in first right now. I couldn't catch it.
I'm curious to see the bagging battle. We do have people going forward at this point. We have okay, HS with the bill, it looks like.
Okareke's stream is lagging a little bit, but
Yeah, but just seeing that little screen probably shows that LA has it, and DD with holding a star kind of confirms it here. You know, really close to the pack. This LA shot could be
potentially, I think we saw DC. Yeah, we saw DC from Okereke. Yeah, so his stream kind of fucked up there. The stream DC'd. Free shock for Yazid, most likely.
I would have liked to see them use it
Oh.
through the. This is definitely a shock. Yep.
Okay, good.
Here
I was
comes
gonna say DD maybe could have like went on the ramp to avoid the POW there, but I think they just wanted to use it there anyway to catch up. So
yeah.
it's gonna be top 3 potentially for LA.
For LA, I would have liked to see DD try to swerve and hit Alex there because his team is already top 2, and you might as well try to take out
Actually, no.
you know,
First
someone else while you're
for
at it.
HS, that is Azure.
Yeah. Yeah, hitting that all the more reason to try to hit Alex with that star, but no shroom pull here, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-3 from LA.
Oh, he goes for a second mini turbo. I think that's a little bit slower if you're talking about tech, but he still
Yeah.
maintains that third. Yeah, if you're Daisy there, and yeah, you just want to make sure you get the wheelie, but
He might
still
not
keeps
have gotten third. Okay. Because sometimes at the very end, it's really hard to tell. You know, someone sneaks up from the shortcut. But
Yeah,
wow, that was
2-3.
such a close GP. That might have been tied.
HS won that race though, I believe. No, they won by 8. Yeah.
50 points and 43 points for LA, and HS wins the GP.
Oh,
What
boy.
is this? What?
That was the question mark that we had. Can the rest of the players behind Cosmos back him up?
Yeah.
And Natsu was in the front at times, but he got a little unlucky with like the blues and whatnot. But I really haven't seen much of Phoenix at all. I'm not going to go as far as to say that Yazid is completely outbagging Okereke, but we saw Yazid outbagging Okereke in RBC, and then in MG we saw an unfortunate bill pull from Okereke. But Yazid doing a decent job so far of keeping Le Leon de l'Atlas in the war, and yeah, we'll see how well Yazid can keep that up, because I feel like that's going to be one of their biggest factors. I did mention that in the beginning of the cast that HS have the better of the running, so Yazid's going to be a very key piece here.
I feel like you're just showing off. You keep saying it, so that I can't.
Sorry.
Keep saying the name. No, I'm totally kidding. But what does that name actually mean?
The Lions of the Atlas,
Okay.
I think.
Is
If
that like
that's
a reference to something? Like a movie?
I don't. Maybe it is a reference. I'd have to get confirmation in the chat. Maybe somebody from Lions of the World. Apparently, okay. Yeah, Atlas in English is world. I know in Spanish it's a different word. It's mundo.
Yeah, we have once again alternating spots. LA with evens, HS with odds, and I would love to see a Maple Treeway pick come out for HS. Third can hop up that tree branch. First can run, but I don't know what that track is. We've seen it before. Shemin
a la Sucre. Oh, correct. His POV is down again.
Yeah,
No.
it's not good.
I
Would love to see
think
that in that moment.
Sucreri is something like sweet, so could maybe be like
I'm-
Sherbetland.
I'm thinking either Maple Treeway, especially for sweet. Yeah,
Maple
it makes
or
sense to be
sherbet?
Maple Treeway. Yeah, because like I said, those are the two dominant, you know, alternate spots tracks are Maple and
It's Maple.
RBC.
Can confirm it's Maple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delfino coming out here. It's not going to favor either team though, because especially with alternating spots, it's a reset track. Usually, it favors a team that drops not too far. Have one person drop for stars, one person drop for like 6th place shrooms.
Yeah.
But we'll see what the exchange is going to be coming up here.
Especially, I mentioned this at the beginning. In this skill level of room, it's the player that holds up the dodge from the get-go that wins. Normally, you know, you're not seeing a shock here until lap 3. So if you can bring up a star to like 3rd place, you pretty much have a guaranteed first.
And it looks to me like, I don't know if Yazid pulled the bill or not, but Okereke was able to get. Yeah, Yazid pulled the bill at 30, and Okereke has the shock now.
Okay, so that is a shock for HS here. Let's see how they'll use it.
These shocks are really tricky here, though, especially going into lap 3. If you're holding top spots, generally the meta is to hold the shock if you're in top spots, but then it allows the other team to take double and catch up. So then you think to yourself, okay, maybe we can shock second set and get the other team out of their dodges. We see DD falling with the Nana there that gets placed. Usually in that case, you either want to take dockless which I don't know if DD knows how to do, or you just go
Rambless.
really wide and then trick. But
Did
it
you
was
say
just
dockless? It's rampless.
rampless. I apologize. Yes.
There's no dock. They edited the dock out.
Yeah. Rampless there.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, in this situation though, HS can get a top 2 lead, and that's when you want to have that person that recognizes, hey, we're top 2, I need to go backwards and hit them with items. Like Chateau here should definitely be slowing down with these reds, forcing
Yes.
them into dodges.
Especially with the point I mentioned before, it's really iffy holding shock here because it'll allow the other team to take double and catch up. So Chateau just needs to
Ooh,
schlag.
good
Instead, he opts.
reflexes there.
Yeah, he backs the reds because he had the bomb, so he backed the bomb instead. But DD being able to avoid it with the star, but I still think it's going to favor HS in the end. We see Cosmos in third. I think it's a top 2 for HS now.
They just broke away a little too hard there, and you know, we kind of saw a missed opportunity with those triple reds. Even though it got the dodge out of them with the bomb, that's, you know, at that point, it's like you have to slow them down. You have to get something out of them so they can't coordinate this shock around the double.
Well, the thing is, HS had the shock anyway. So what I was saying is, in Chateau's spot, just slow them down so that when they take the double, they're not going to gain much out of it anyway. Yeah. So
You kind of risk shocking a double though. You also risk, you know, people using their dodge items as well as the shrooms. So like, you know, someone dies, someone dodges. It's kind of like an exchange. But yeah, top 2 from HS. They kind of just ran away with it. The blue wasn't pulled till the end. It's kind of what you'd expect. Just Azura and boost, kind of running away from the beginning. That banana was kind of the deal breaker there. On DD. So.
And it was kind of it was a good nana too. If you back it really tight, it'll allow the runner to just kind of go a little wide and take the dock anyway. If you back the nana slightly wide, it kind of forces the runner to either go for dockless or bust in that case.
I personally prefer like backing the nana there as you land, because when you're landing from air, you can't change your position in midair. So a lot of times if you like back a fib right as you land, they just on it.
Yeah, typically you'd only want to do that if you have a fib though, because the nana has such a small hitbox, and it's if you don't land in the right spot, it can be easy to avoid. But we saw DD unfortunately falling behind there in that situation, and it was pretty much over because he was their only topmost spot. We saw Cosmos getting up there, but that's after he took double.
So I'm kind of interested. It's interesting. They're picking Bowser's Castle when they only have top 2. I guess they figure they can either swerve into thirds line since they're Daisy. It's not a bad pick. You know, top 2 Bowser Castle. Normally you would want to go for top 3, but either way, Peach Garden. That seems like the curse when you talk about the track pick. It doesn't happen.
So according to the scores, only a 15-point lead for Hispania. I honestly thought it'd be by more, but wow, it's been super close throughout.
Back and forth, yeah. Okay, DD going around here. Interesting.
Okay, so at around 20 seconds, the bagging battle is going to be a huge thing to look at, because typically at 21 seconds, one bagger goes backward. They usually just wait until 21 seconds and then don't hit a box in 10th and go forward. And then if you pull a star, you're kind of screwed because you're going to hit the runner if you use a star there. We saw Okereke
didn't go through boxes, which
that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do at 21.
LA a free 9th place box though. And
that's the thing. Like you can get a 9th place box at 21 too. If you pull a star, you can't really do much. But if you pull shrooms and a golden, you'd be able to just use it without having to worry about trolling anybody.
Okay, yeah, and it looks like he did have a golden and waited to use it there. If he used it correctly, he could have gotten the 10th place chain for shock, but so far, no shock in play, and I think...
Yeah, let's go back to the runner real quick, though. I'll look at the mini-map in terms of the bagging. We saw Okereke hit a Nana there.
DD using the shroom he had to get into first, and this is why he should have held his other shroom that he had instead of getting away. It's blued right away for it. And if they held that, they might have held that blue specifically for the cut, which is really smart from HS.
Yep. And we saw Yazid get one box in 10th, but now he's losing the bagging. If he has Bill, then it's just going to be unfortunate. But no, he has a shock. I think he has a shock. He got it the 10th place box, the first set going backwards. So this is going to be good for LA. We saw Phoenix getting back spammed by, I think, either Alex or Boost. Top 2 4 for HS going into this turn.
Yeah, and LA's going to need shock. I don't agree with spamming those triple greens there. I think HS all around him, you definitely want to scare them a little bit. And there it is. Looks like they shock into set. I think Cosmos might have dodged there.
It doesn't TS Azure, though. It got him like at the very end of the hedge, but didn't slow him down too much.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's still a dodge, though. Cosmos is still going to overtake first, most likely. It's close. It's very close. I don't
Very
think like there
close.
being a second shock, so don't have to really worry
Oh,
about
I don't
that.
like that chain. Even if you get the box there, I mean, you're most likely slated to get either like a
Cloud,
TC
yeah.
or a single red. Like, I don't like that idea there.
And just like that, yeah. Boost, triple reds. That's it. This golden could take him places, especially with everyone kind of failing. What is going on? Can he snatch fourth? Can.
Yeah, 145 for LA. Not too bad of a salvage.
Yeah, I mean, shock. It's a powerful item. um, you know, like you said, it seems like he's kind of getting the best of Okereke in the bagging battle. So
Yeah, I mean, Okereke, I think, tried to time his golden so that he would get the box in 10th, like first frame out of his golden. But I think in that case, I mean, it was really close between him and Yazid, so he didn't want to like stop for like a split second to try to get that chain. He just kept going, but
yeah,
barely missed the 10th place box chain. Yazid was able to pull shrooms and overtake him and get the shock. So
still another pretty close race. LA takes it by a little bit, kind of tightening the gap there between the two teams. But I think like I feel like HS, because there's been a blue every race, both teams, you know, Cosmos and Boost, I feel like they need to get an item in the beginning and hold it up. You know, people are going to get hit, and I think something like Cosmos kind of did that race was just pull a dodge up to fourth place.
right.
Um,
Yeah, if you're a very strong player on paper for this division, you have a lot of options. Of course, you can start off running,
yeah,
but if you pull a dodge in the very beginning or if you pull shrooms, it is easier at this level to run it up. It all depends honestly on the team's starting spots. Like in this case, Cosmos is first. He just has to focus solely on running.
yeah.
Do you boost placed?
Boost, he got third. HS got
Okay.
2, 3, and yeah.
It depends on the track. Like if it's maybe an MC3, you could maybe say he could drop for like a fifth place box for shrooms or potentially uh like a
If
golden
DK
fifth.
Mountain is picked here, he should not. Like, there's no
He
reason
should
to stop him
absolutely
at first set.
he should absolutely run. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're boost, just run to start. Make sure
Jumbo
you got the
Volcano here. I would also. I don't want to see Boost like drop to eighth because he's bound to get a star. I want to see him. Assuming he can do the rock hop 3 for 3, like pull those triple shrooms, maybe get him in sixth, seventh place. But not
Typically
completely stop.
the metas have two run, one bag for mid place shrooms and one bag for star.
Yeah,
We'll see what each team opts to go here.
DD here like should have swerved for that fourth place set because you're likely to pull triple shrooms. Like it's a possibility at that point.
We see
Um,
one
there
player
it is.
hard bagging for eighth place box. I couldn't quite see who it was. Bagging. Don't focus on the bagging yet because this is going to be a huge exchange in terms of rock. But after each team goes for rock, let's see what happens in the bagging.
DD. Oh,
Oh,
you know,
DD.
I think that platform. It's
Okereke got a box in 22 seconds and got shrooms and was able to take it right away. So a little lucky that he wasn't able to pull Bill there.
Both baggers did make the strat though. Or no. LA not.
Yeah,
making
Yazid fails it. Yazid fails it.
And HS is gonna have a clear shot here at Shock. If we want to switch over there to see what item he has, looks like he's chaining stars here. Doesn't want to get any trolls. There was a
Yeah.
on LA. And
If you're Okereke here, if you see that Yazid is going to take the backward strat, just try to go back now and try to you need to hog the wall here. You need to like go really close to the wall. That's what Okereke does there.
But
Yep.
I think we can go back to the racers POV. They're going to be entering lap 3 really soon here. Looks like DD did take the respawn shortcut. LA being top 2. So if they can secure this, you know, Shock HS is probably going to pull Shock with how it's looking.
Nobody takes rock from the looks of it. It's going to be a top 2 for LA, but potential. Okereke has it now. He's running away. Yeah, he's safe with Shock. He's safe with Shock.
Yeah. So it looks like at this point, this is huge because they can either do a TS on LA. You know, LA just got blued, so if any of them take it in the back, they can target Shock. Or what I'm guessing is going to happen is they're going to dodge in the respawn cut.
It depends
maybe
on what
pull 'em out.
spots HS are occupying right now. We see someone in a bill, I think. Yep. Dodging.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex in a bill. Dodging Natsu in the cut, though. I think they were trying to go for that TS, but went for it too late.
He gets billed off, though.
Oh!
That's huge. Oh, and HS is going to take 1, 3, 4 there. That build just costed him like a good 10 points.
Yeah, I was going to say that was kind of a costly shot call considering that it was a little too late dodging Natsu in the cut, but gets billed off anyway. It doesn't matter.
All calculated, Jaggy.
All calculated. Yep,
They
it
know
was
better than a yeah.
intentional. Yes.
Yeah, but that is big race for HS. That's gonna widen their lead big time going into this last race, the GP.
One,
One,
three, four. Finally, an explosive race. Most of these races have been fairly close. It's kind of chippy races on both ends, but
and that means now they can end off with a Toads Factory pick if they do so choose. Toads Factory being
yes.
really good for 134, really solid front running track, and I think where is Boost and Azure and all this?
Azure first, Boost second.
Okay, that's not bad. You can have fourth draft Azure, and as long as there's no wheelie bump, it could look really good for HS. But only time will tell.
Indeed. And if you're DD here though, it's a little tricky. If TF gets picked, DD starting off in third, it's really tricky for DD. But he's probably just gonna have to go for a middle box, even though they may just take it anyway. Whoever's starting in second may take it anyway.
Yeah.
But don't try to go for like too wide for a box because you're gonna lose a lot of speed. Just try to go for the middle box just in case Hispania don't take it for whatever reason.
They're picking Bowser Castle 3, and that's a safe pick, but I actually would have liked to see them still pick DK Mountain. You still have DD in second, and I mean, they're all Funky Kongs in the top spots. Like, I don't know how good they are at Mountain, but it's just such a dominant Daisy track, especially when, like, Funky doesn't know how to drive it,
Yeah,
you know?
it is MC3 here. I would like to see whoever's in fourth for Hispania don't drop too far. Just try to get that fifth or sixth place shroom pull. But we'll see.
Ooh, DD shouldn't have dropped there. He was their,
Yeah,
he was their only top spot. But still, a good pull, and if he doesn't get backed by Boost, if he plays it safe here, he can have a first place lead with 2 shrooms.
Boost opts to try to back in that instance. It was a little too close though. So the Nana kind of teleported behind DD. Don't like that last shroom usage. You want to keep that last shroom.
Just in case of a blue, especially being a Daisy player, you're going to be able to break away a little bit. You have the drift. This is technically a Daisy track. So.
Yeah, I guess he used that shroom to gain a little more separation from Alex and to get an item to protect himself with. But if you're going to take a shroom cut, just take the shroom cut in the beginning of the lap rather than there. But he does back Alex anyway.
He got the back. His bagger kind of being a little careless. He got a wheelie bump on him, but still, DD has a pretty sizable lead here. And I don't really see him losing this unless he gets blued. Even with the shock, you might see like someone come up from the mid pack, but
no shock yet from either side.
I'd assume HS has it though. Look how far back he is.
No, not yet. No, not yet. Let's see. It's gonna be a shock now. Yep, shock coming in now.
And that was from Hispania, right?
Yes, they used it as soon as they pulled it.
Interesting. I mean, it worked. I feel like at that point you want to prioritize first on the off chance that somehow the other team dodges, but or no, that was HS. I'm sorry.
HS shock, yes.
yeah. But still, DD able to hold his lead. Looks like the back spams from lap 2 kind of paid off. Yeah. Good run from DD. I think HS was kind of trailing all behind him though, so this still might be an HS win race.
Yeah, I mean I couldn't really see what happened in the back though, of course, because we only have DD's point of view, and he was in first in that case. But yeah, I mean it's not a bad shock considering the circumstances. I think Hispania were falling behind. I think they ate a couple of back spams. We saw DD backing Anana onto Alex in the second lap, and he kind of fell behind after that. But
the point distribution in this room blows my mind. We're seeing like
for HS.
Yeah, like we're seeing maybe 4 to 5 players like 40 plus every GP, and then like 6, 7, 8, 9 with like 20, 10. Like it's weird. You don't normally see this.
Indeed. Yeah, and I think Phoenix is not having a good time right now, at least from what I'm seeing.
You think it's a little bit of tilt, or just
No, I don't. It's really it's kind of controversial to talk about tilt, but
for sure.
I mean, I'm talking about like in terms of staying up in the front. Like we haven't really seen much of him in the front. I didn't really have too much intel on him as a player before this. But yeah, he's gonna have to pick it up here because I know Cosmos has done his part. Actually, we've seen Natsu up there as well, but he's gotten a little unlucky with blues in GP1. And then we've seen Didi, even though he has made a couple mistakes, has had flashes of brilliance. Yeah, it's just up to now to do his part.
I think something good to recognize in a war is like if you are Phoenix right here or you are Natsu, is that you might not be the fastest in the room, but you can still contribute to your team when it comes to like item play. And if you're gonna be chilling in that like mid spot, mid pack, you're able to, you're gonna pull a lot of triple reds and a lot of pows. And if that's the case, you can kind of slow down the other team. Like, know your position, I guess is what I'm saying.
135 coming out. We haven't seen a Maple Treeway pick yet. Usually Maple Treeway is the staple track pick for the team that's hosting. So that third can just hop in the cut, get a 5th, 6th place box, and then get all the way back up to third.
I'm still surprised we haven't seen Maple.
Yeah, Maple's coming out here from HS.
I apologize. Shemin, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Chemin a la Sucreri? I don't know, something along those lines.
Yeah. Everyone can tell us how wrong we were.
And then we have Gibier Chateau de Barouzer. Okay, there he goes. There we go. Maple Treeway coming out finally for Hispania. They were picking that at the start of each GP, didn't get it, but now they got it.
And if this beginning strat goes down correctly, Hispania could have Golden in a really high spot. Whoever that third place is, they can. It all depends on how he does it here. We're gonna see him hop up and yeah. After the cannon is when you normally will see people start streaming ahead if they did pull that power item.
Yeah, maybe he didn't. I don't think he took it the best because he's still in 8th considering. Usually you're able to get up to like 5th or so if you take a really good line.
You can exit the cannon in a very, very similar spot. Didi recognizing that he was gonna drift off the branch if he kept going. Good awareness to slow down there.
Yeah, he got bumped. That's the issue with Daisy. He got bumped really wide, so he was able to recoup. Even though he lost speed, it's better than falling off.
Alex getting TC there is big. It's a good thing LA didn't take that because they want to keep him back there. This is a front-running track, so it's kind of hard.
I saw Reke failing the backward strat a few times. I was actually too little too late, sorry, but he was trying to take the backward strat, hit the rail a couple times. You know that one thing where you have to hop on top of the little overhang. Let's switch over to
backwards. The bill was just pulled there, but I don't think anyone has it.
Could be a sign maybe that Yazid may have it.
I don't think so, because Yazid shroomed back. Only time will tell, truthfully.
Ooh, Azur getting killed by Natsu there with the triple res, but Natsu, I think, forgot the wiggler pattern. That's one of the key things. If you're going around that turn at like 114, 115, the wiggler's just going to be sitting dead in the center, and you have to drift to the right to avoid it.
Mr. Wiggles is...
Mr. Wiggles.
He can be evil,
Oh, wait. Okay. Okereke tried to star Yazid after he went forward, but Yazid avoided it. But there's still...
If HS has shock here, they're going to cannon dodge top 2. No doubt in my mind.
Yes. But Hispania do not have it.
Yeah, Didi not using his mega kind of shows that they don't have it. He would have used it had he predicted.
Nobody has it. They're both falling off.
Yeah. Maybe we can switch over to the bagging battle to see what's going on. Yeah, looks like they're kind of still chilling, fighting for it.
Yeah, we saw Didi getting nanaed wide. Interesting that there was a wide nana place from Hispania, and we saw Didi falling behind a little more. We saw someone from HS getting blued. Let's switch over to the runners again. Didi, yeah, using a mega there. Still top 2 for Hispania despite a blue.
Yeah. I don't suspect this changing. Even with the last second shock in the boxes, there would need to be some kind of blue pull to change anything in this race. But the mega coming in, will there be a shock?
It's too little too late anyway, even if there is one.
He used a total of 2 items that race, Jaggy. What were they?
Dang.
Mega.
But yeah, it was I find it interesting though. I mean, right before we switched to the bagger POV, like after the cannon lap 3, we saw Didi hitting a back nana, and that was wide. I think it might have been from a leaf pile. I don't know if it was a back spam or not, but that prevented Didi from potentially breaking the top 2. And we saw him pull a mega as well. So had he not gotten nana there, maybe he could have tried to break the plane a little bit more in that case. But
and then it was big because it also kind of negated the blue a bit. They kind of still were able to hold their top 2.
Yep.
So Still, really, really close war. LA is gonna need more than they're gonna need like a top 2-4 at this point to be able to kind of swerve it back in their favor. It's kind of getting to that point where it's like, okay, yeah, we have 3 races left, but we gotta step on the gas a little bit. These 1-4s aren't gonna really cut it if we want to win this match. What do you think? What do you think they need? Maybe
LA.
in terms of track picks, in terms of
I don't have much intel on what kind of tracks they're comfortable with, but if you're just talking simply on paper, I'd say just go a reset track here, but a track that's not too luck based, just a track that that the bagger can get the shock in as well. BC3 is a track that's
I think that's
uh
perfect for it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's perfect because usually the better bagger wins in this case.
for sure.
Um,
And the point we're gonna want to see in the bagging battle is when they're doing the respawn strat. That's huge
yes.
because normally someone can get bumped off, or that's kind of when it determines who's going to be in 10th. You know.
Yeah, don't switch it like too early. I'm gonna pay attention to see if one of the baggers goes backward like right away and barrels a box in 10th. At times we see baggers do that, but we'll see.
He needs to hold these out right away as to not get backspin by boost.
Get back.
I'm not quite sure if Didi's an ultra taker. I mean, I feel like if you're playing Daisy, you kind of
Switch over to the bagging. We saw Okereke barrel through a box in 10th, but gets the golden anyway. Is he gonna be able to make the backward strike? Yes, he does.
There it is. And HS in 10th place. This is looking good for them.
Yes.
So we can switch back over to the racer POV. We see a bunch of people taking cut, a bunch of flunkies. I'm gonna have to assume at that point it's HS.
Yeah, Natsu takes, Phoenix takes, I think Azu also takes, all 3 of them taking it. So Azu breaking away a little bit more though.
If you're LA, especially with this blue, you block cut. For sure, you block cut next lap.
Yes.
Didi might be like, oh, hold on, I have a shroom, but no, you're gonna be top 3. You don't, or close to it.
Yes, can confirm that Okereke has the shock. He's very far away from Yazid too, so he's going to be able to secure this.
Azu did dodge the blue, which kind of tells me that he still has 1 more shroom if he's used 2. He might have pulled that triples.
I'm interested to see if they're going to use a shock here. Maybe lap 2.
Cut was wide open, but sometimes you get nervous.
Yeah, stream nerves potentially.
Cosmos takes it, he makes it, but HS is so far gone in first that, them securing shock here, all they need to do is hold down that first.
Yes.
They could play it safe and kind of just bully LA in the mid spots and not allow them to do anything.
That is HS in first, right?
Yes, it is. It's
okay.
Azure. Yeah.
Azure still able to maintain that first despite the blue. And we saw Cosmos, I think, getting a snipe onto third just based on the mini-map, so he was able to overtake second. Shot comes in early. Interesting. I'm not sure what the intent was there, but dodging 2 people in the back. I would have liked to seen him hold that a little longer because LA can get mid-spot shrooms in this case.
And not only that, they were not able to block it. I think Azure also got target shock. That shock all around just looked a little weird.
It looked iffy. Now Didi can take the cut here. That's the issue with shocking that early. They're going to get him into boxes, and yeah, Didi able to take the cut. Top 2 for LA.
It's the comeback they needed. Here's the blue coming in, though. Will he be able to dodge it? No, it barely doesn't get caught in the explosion, and as long as he can hold down first, I say this is a win. It's still going to be a 1-3 for LA.
Okay. And I can confirm it was an all run, actually. That's the reason why Okereke was able to just, take the regular strat box in 10th. LA all ran in that case. So I stand corrected, but still the shock from HS was a little questionable.
Yeah, I think that shock was, it just wasn't needed. Even though LA didn't get a winning race there, why risk it,
Yep.
That blue definitely kind of sealed the deal. Top 2 bottom, or top 2 is always winning, but with that blue, it
yeah. It was only a +1 for LA.
Yeah, and with 2 races left, they're down a little under 40 points.
Yes.
So
I found it interesting that LA went all run there because Yazid, he's not a bad bagger. I think he could have maybe tried to contest with Okereke there. In a perfect world, had they pulled the shock there, they could have just allowed Didi to take cut there, and then maybe just dodge someone outside and secure an even better race.
This DK Mountain pick is beautiful. You have a Daisy in 1-3. All you gotta do is take out that second. This might be what LA needs. They're not out of it, Jaggy.
They're definitely not out of it.
2 races left. like they need their track pick now. And
Peach Beach.
you know, we've kind of seen a pattern here. Boost, we had the Mushroom Gorge pick. It was kind of random. Now we can see the Peach Beach. But that track pick would have been crucial here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how much each team respectively is going to bag. And Didi, I think, was not. Sometimes you want to look back in the beginning just in case someone lags up to you. Sometimes people get a lag start, but
especially as Daisy, you're slower. You gotta concede that spot always.
Indeed.
But this gives him an opportunity to pull some kind of dodge. What am I
unlucky for OK. Unlucky for OK. He pulled the bill in ninth, so now it's going to give a huge breakaway for Yazid in the bagging.
This is really, really big. Like LA, you know, they need shock here, and they need to start dropping for dodges now. HS kind of bottom two, saying no, you can't pull anything.
This is good for HS. Top two, bottom two is exactly what you want on a track like this.
But
you can pull all the dodges.
Letting it happen. They're just like they're letting it. You know, no one's dropping, and it's a little too late now. You can't drop now. The race is pretty much over.
Phoenix gets backed by Azure, and that's going to give HS a little bit more of a break. A little unfortunate that Yazid still hasn't pulled it to this point, but
that triple shroom pull though is really good.
That's good. This is a huge exchange. It all depends on how good DD's lines are to make sure he maintains second. Maybe he can get a back off here. Yes, wide. That's a good back.
I thought that was a little risky. I was like, if he misses this, they're eating a red. But was that a top 3 for LA?
Potentially.
And just like that, they're back in it.
I mean, yes, you could say it's risky because if you miss the back spam, you're vulnerable. But at the same time, there was a Nana tight, and him backing the green wide in that case was perfect.
Sure.
Because it allowed for a wall. The only way to those backs is to go really wide.
At this point in the war as well, you gotta take some kind of a risk. You know, you're down by 30 points, and it paid off big time. If they were to play it a little safer, he could have waited till he touched, was touching that item box. But a top 3-5 for LA, and just like that, it's coming down to last race, boys.
That is unbreakable. Let's see. I'm interested to see what they pick here. There are some running tracks already chalked off the board. BC Wee's still up there though.
Yeah. Ooh, especially if DD and Cosmos are BC Wee daisies, that's scary. You know?
Maybe Cosmos. I don't know about DD, but Cosmos I think is good at it. I'm not sure.
I feel like if you're a Daisy player, you gotta hit those TTs and jump into BCW. Like that's just
absolutely
that and ultra shortcut. You need it. I could see them opting for DK Mountain here too. Maybe if they're a little more
thinking about it, they're hovering over it.
A big decision. It's a big decision. They got to decide soon.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah. Shy Guy Beach. Wow, that's a weird.
What? We see Mario Raceway, Shy Guy Beach, Mario Circuit coming out from HS. That's bold. That's really bold.
Looking like
considering you're only up 11
track selection.
And Shy Guy Beach is the track pick here.
You never see this.
We are set up for an absolute doozy of a last race here. Sit back, relax, grab your popcorn. This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah. What do you do? What is the strategy on Shy Guy Beach?
Honestly, you don't want to drop too far behind. Even though you could take the golden strat like right up here and you can catch up easily. Typically, some players tend to overcommit in the bagging and fall really far behind. You want to have 2 run and 1. It's usually the meta for any track like this: 2 run, 1 back for shrooms, 1 back for a star.
Until blue and shot comes in.
Yeah, if I were DD, I mean, even though he started in first, he opted to bag, but just commit to just having that star, because LA were starting off in top spots, and if you're at DD in that case, just commit to grabbing the star, but he opted to just go for a box in 7th, I think.
As I mentioned, LA is also in 10th right now. This is huge. He's going to be able to touch a box here. If he pulls it, maybe we can switch over to the POV, see what he has. Or to Okareke POV. Yeah, he has a star and he doesn't want to troll. At this point, he's going to have to start chaining boxes in 9th and see if he can pull it.
Yeah, let's switch back over.
Yeah, go back to the racer POV. DD has the start, and no matter what, he's gonna be chaining at a certain spot. I don't
Yes.
really think it matters which team has it. There's kind of 1 or 2 spots you chain on
We
this
see
track.
Cosmos in first. He gets it back. I think it was a back Nana onto second. 2-3 still, I think, from HS. We're gonna see 2 starts coming out on each side.
The blue! Cosmos is in first.
No,
Like, you
yeah,
have to
Cosmos
hold
is
this.
first.
This is
Not the
pretty
best
bad.
pull. Not the best pull for DD here, actually.
Because they need like more than 1-3.
Yeah.
No, DD getting bumped around.
DD a little too reckless in that case.
Oh, and Boost is just totally bullying.
Is
you
that
with the
top
red
2 though for LA? Because he still held the blue even though the Funky overtook the Daisy.
Is that enough? Top 2, bottom 2. I don't.
Bottom 2 is not enough.
Oh, and I think that sealed the deal there. Who was holding that shock? Was that Okereke?
No, it was Yazid. I think he pulled it late.
Are you sure? Because Okereke did not spin out.
He's filling right now on lap 4. So
Yeah, if that was a top 2 bottom, that I think sealed the deal.
sealed the deal for HS. Yes.
And apparently, according oh no, 2-3-7-8. According to Winter, LA was actually -3 going into this race, so it was a lot closer than we thought. Top 2 would have sealed the deal there, I think.
I see. Okay, so yeah, if the top 2 bottom 2 was the case for LA, which it wasn't, it would have been, I think, tied.
That was almost a crazy comeback. That Peach Beach pick from Boost ended up backfiring really, really hard, and must have been really scary for HS.
Yeah,
Ending off on 2 luck tracks is kind of weird.
I find it interesting though. DD still scored a decent amount of points there, despite the mistakes being thrown out. And unfortunately, it's just a case of Cosmos and DD scoring, but Phoenix and Natsu not so much.
And these are not. I want to mention these are not the end results. We are still waiting on a final verdict. Yeah. I want to mention in the meantime, real quick, there will be another match. 8:30. We're going to be watching Charge Brigade versus Wallywogs. I'm not quite sure who is casting that, but it is going to be a big match. So,
yep. I mean, that was a fairly interesting war, fairly close throughout.
Actually, of course, there really. I don't think there was a lead ever higher than like 40, and it was just back and forth until that top 3 kind of confuses me, but.
Yeah, I thought that Shy Guy Beach and the raceway, the Mario Circuit was really bold. I mean, if you're winning, they were winning by 3 in that case, right?
Yeah, according to Senota, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was really bold, really bold. But they ended up pulling out the stops regardless.
Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe Shy Guy Beach is contender for the biggest luck check in the game, besides like Desert Hills, maybe.
Yeah.
So just kind of throw it all on the line like that. It's a little weird. But
right. LA will definitely be disappointed. They had several opportunities that they could have capitalized on. But yeah, just pulling it out in the end. Thank you guys for coming along. First match of MKPS Summer Split. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Again, we'll have another match today at 5:30 or 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 my time. I apologize for the confusion. But yeah, on behalf of Mario Kart Boards, I'm Jaggy.
And I'm Vincent.
We'll see you guys next time.